Hey there, Armor here. Welcome to a brand new Armavation conversation. And today we have someone super duper special for you today. We not only have an amazing skater, but a very skilled gymnast that comes up with the amazing creative moves all the way from Brazil. Let me welcome you, the one and only Brenda. Help me with your last name. I do not want to mispronounce it.
Brendah Lomelino.
Lomelino. Okay.
Lomelino, yes.
Okay. Awesome. Well, welcome, Brenda. Thanks for wanting to do this. I know we had a lot of ins and outs about doing this. We had to postpone some
Oh my
things,
God.
but
So complicated.
yeah.
But thank you for having patience and having me here.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna kill me.
Oh no, 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 definitely not. No, no. But yeah, I'm glad you're here, and I'm inspired by what you do. Just seeing the level of confidence and skill you have it takes to be a skater and what you do. So glad to learn more about you
Oh, I
here.
appreciate it.
So before we get started, I always like to ask my guests, just human to human, how's life been for you? Any highlights you want to share?
Life's been crazy because I lived 18 years in New York. I'm 23 now. I was born here, moved to New York when I was like 5 years old, lived 18 years in New York, and now I'm back in Brazil. So like that just leaves me shook like every day. Like I went from rats all over the streets, subways, cold weather, to now being like around palm trees and nice beaches. Because New York beaches don't hit the same. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Life's been pretty interesting for me. And I've been here for like a year and like until today, I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm living in Brazil again. What?
Oh man. But
Yeah.
but are you have you feel like you adapted to the change there? You feel comfortable where you are now?
I think so. It's really different because I feel like the culture here is very different. People are more outgoing. Like you could go to like a deli or something and you will become friends with the waitress
Oh
in like
wow.
5 seconds. Like in New York, you go to the same deli every single day and it will take forever for you to get to know people.
Yeah, yeah.
You become friends with your Uber drivers here. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was born and raised in New York, so I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Hmm. Now like you meet people here and then like they're inviting you to the barbecue like the same day. Like pull up to my house, come eat with me. And like in New York, you're on the train. If you look somebody in the eye, they're gonna want to beat you up. Like you got a problem with me? Like
Yeah.
so yeah, like it's really different, but I like that because I'm naturally I think I'm not the most outgoing person. I'm a bit shy, so I feel like it helps me make more friends. But
Yeah.
everybody just friendly, I guess.
Yeah, same here. I'm more naturally like reserved and introverted more. Like
Yeah,
so it's even doing this is
fact.
like tough, a little bit tough for me, but I do like to talk to people and learn about them too as well. So, yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. Brenda, so getting started with your background, what originally made you want to do skateboarding? And like I know you show on your page you've done gymnastics, so how did you get into gymnastics and then transferring over to skateboarding? Like tell us a story about how this all started for you.
So like gymnastics started for me since I was a little kid. I was just really hyper. I would climb everything, run. Like I was really hyper. And then like only at around like 10 years old, I think, or maybe a little younger, 9, I went to a birthday party. One of my friends, they're actually, I think it was Nicholas Emiliano. They're pretty famous on TikTok. But like, anyways, they had the birthday party. It was at a gymnastics place, and I just really loved it. And eventually, my mom put me to train at the gym. And I was just picking up stuff really fast. And then, whatever, now I'm competing. I'm part of a team. And yeah, I did that for a pretty long time. 15, I started coaching. 16, actually, yeah. 16, I started coaching. And like, funny because a lot of people don't know about this. When I was 16 at that time, too. Was 16? Nah, I think it was like 15. I was around there. Was my teenage years.
Yeah.
I took a little skater phase. It was like a month or two. And like that first month I had a penny board and like as a skater now, we know penny boards are not for tricks. They're just cruising around, whatever. But yeah, I had like that little month penny board and then like a month later I got an actual skateboard and I skated like once a week. All I remember is the last thing I ever did on that skateboard. I went to skate park, Forest Park, which was my local when I was living in New York. And some random guy just told me to drop in on the ramp.
Hmm.
which it's an easy skill, but it's hard to learn. Like if you don't have balance,
Right.
you're most likely gonna slam your face.
Mhm.
Whatever. I went for it. I did it right. And
Right.
then as soon as my friends pulled up, I was like, yo, look, I learned how to drop it. And I dropped it and slammed my face. And then ever since then, my board went missing. And I just stopped skateboarding. And I was just back at gymnastics. And like even when I was skateboarding at that time, I couldn't really skateboard the way I wanted to because since I was a gymnast and I was training 6 times a week, like 5 hours a day of practice, competing, and gymnastics is like a sport. We don't have seasons. It's like you compete 6 months and then whatever 6 months you're training to
Mm.
get new skills. 6 months you're just competing a little longer than that. More like 3 months getting skills, right? 9 months training to compete. But yeah, I never could pursue skateboarding the way I wanted to because I just had that idea like, okay, I'm already in another sport and I cannot get injured in that other sport. So yeah, I stopped skateboarding for a very long time. I was just in gymnastics, I was coaching. And then in 2020, I was at Washington Square Park. It's where is it? I think it's in West Village. It's in Manhattan, and it is like a New York spot. Like it is a crazy spot. But like there's a lot of skaters because there's a lot of skate spots there. So like I would go there with my friends, and I would just always see skaters around me. Like one random day, I just told my friends or ex-friends, they're not my friends anymore, but
Oh.
I just like randomly told them, let's go get a skateboard. Like let's just go to Zoomies right now and buy a skateboard.
Okay.
And like it just like it was really random. I just randomly let's buy a skateboard just because I saw people skateboard in front of me. And I
Mm.
did it like an hour later. I'm at Zoomies, I build my skateboard. And then from there, I think my life changed a lot.
Wow.
But I didn't really get to dedicate a lot, even though I got my skateboard, because since I was coaching gymnastics and I was doing gymnastics, and also the cold weather in New York, like I just found myself, I would skate, but like I wouldn't really focus and train that much until like really not last year, but like November 2023, that I was actually like really committed to skating. I was skating every day, and ever since that, I've been skating almost every day. So
Okay. And then
yeah,
from
it's a
there,
bit of a background.
that's where you start your social media page where you did want to showcase more of your skateboarding tricks and everything like that.
Kind of. So like my Instagram right now, Brendah Lomelino, that Instagram, that's my first Instagram that I ever made. Like I probably made that back in 2012. And it's been like a personal page, which like I just find funny. Like I guess like skateboarding, I connect so much to skateboarding that I just posted a lot on my personal page where like
Mm.
with my gymnastics, I actually just made my own page for gymnastics.
Oh,
But
okay.
like, yeah. So like my skateboarding page is my personal. And then like I just started posting. And then like now I just found myself like, damn, like I went from just photos of me to skateboarding. Like literally my whole feed is basically skateboarding now.
Man, yeah, it happens like that. I had no idea that was your personal page. Oh no.
No, it's my personal. Like
Oh
it
wow.
just ended up becoming like that.
Okay, gotcha. So with you coaching gymnastics and being a performer yourself, how do you think gymnastics helped your skating techniques and I guess made you a better skater? Because I see on your page like you like to use handstand flips, twists while at the bar.
Yes. Oh my God, I love that you brought up that question because like in skateboarding, I don't know if you know how it works. There's goofy and there's regular. So like my skateboard's right here,
Okay. Ooh.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Regular, my left foot goes here, and then I use my right foot to. I'm mixing up Portuguese with English now. I'm forgetting the words in English. But to ride my skateboard, to push, I use my right
Okay.
leg. That's regular. If
Okay.
I was to put my right leg in front and use my left leg to push, that's goofy, right?
Mm.
So then like I'm riding regular. This is my stance. And then like normally somebody who's regular, they're gonna learn tricks that are regular and tricks that are nollie. Nollie is like regular, you're going this way.
Mhm.
Wait, no. Yeah, regular, you're going this way. If you pop with this foot,
Right.
it's a regular trick. Now if you pop with this foot going the same direction, it's nollie. So that's basically popping with your opposite foot. So it's like right with your right, you right with your left. So it's like I right with my right, but I'm doing tricks with my left. So like
Wow.
kind of like I was having a convo yesterday with my friends because I think like with gymnastics, I'm doing a lot of switch and ollie, which is literally like the other stance. But I think it's because in gymnastics, I would jump a lot with my left leg and kick with my right leg. But then like it's weird because I'm
Yeah.
like learning tricks the opposite way. I'm not learning a lot of the tricks I'm learning right now is my opposite stance, and then I'm learning my regular stance.
Mm.
And like I literally think that has a connection with gymnastics. And like other than that, I'm doing handstands a lot, right? So like that's pretty obvious, the handstand part. Like
Mhm.
a lot of people are like, oh, that makes sense. You're a gymnast. That's how you do a lot of handstands. And like the other trick that I realized that I'm good at is like spinning, like turning in the air,
Mm.
which like that also reminds me of gymnastics when I would do back flips, front flips, and turn in the air. So I don't know, it's weird. Even like ballet, I had this combo with my friend. Like I did a little bit of dance because when I was doing gymnastics, I just had problems with my turns. I would follow my turns. So I started doing ballet, and as soon as I started doing ballet, my manual on my skateboard, which manual is just literally you're holding the board with one leg like this,
Okay.
back foot. You're just not one leg. You're riding with just the back wheels, if that makes sense, or maybe the front wheels. It depends.
Okay.
I realized that ballet helped with the manual,
Mm.
which doesn't make sense. And then like recently, I've been working a lot of manuals, and I try to do some ballet turns, and it literally like I don't know, skateboarding helped me with my ballet turns because all of a sudden I'm landing my ballet turns, which I was never landing before.
Wow.
So
So see, like,
it's really weird
yeah. So it seemed like the
and cool.
different skills you have, or you like you learned something from doing something else that you're learning. It's like they're both feeding off each
Yes.
other. Wow.
Yes, like it's like the like you would never think ballet is gonna help with skateboarding. Like I think gymnastics would make like a little more sense because like another thing is with gymnastics, I learned how to fall. So like some people literally joke at me like Brenda, you don't fall. Like
Wow.
you just do some type of flip. Like I could fall out of a trick and I'm doing a flip out of it. Like I had tricks where like my head was almost going to hit the floor. Like I've seen. And
Wow.
then like since I know how to do gymnastics, I would like do a forward roll out of it. But then yeah, like it's just weird though how certain sports could help with others. Like I heard a story of some guy doing ballet to help him with basketball, and it actually helped him
That's
because
crazy.
he wanted to jump higher.
Oh, okay. It's vertical. Okay, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so he started doing ballet, and that helped him.
Do you ever get like any, I guess, props like in the skate park because are you seeing other people do like gymnastic moves on skateboards, or is it mainly you? Like do you feel?
So like back in New York, I had a friend. Well, she's still my friend, Stephanie.
Mhm.
She used to be a gymnast. Now she skateboards. She's been skateboarding longer than me, and she does yoga. But like I I did a handstand with her before. Like I came up to her like, "Yo, we should do a video of us doing a handstand on the skateboard." And I never got that video. I should ask you
Oh.
for it. But like, yeah, like we had that moment, and then like I don't see her doing much like handstands and stuff on her board. She does a lot of street. I have respect for that. But like her skateboarding is kind of fun too because like she will do like a 50-50 on a rail, whatever. She goes for her trick, and then she just does like a backflip like randomly.
Wow.
So like that's cool to me because she's a gymnast and she's still like
Mhm.
adding some gymnastics. And then like actually seeing like handstand stuff on my board, on their board. I don't see much here in Brazil because in Brazil gymnastics is not that big. And then like maybe the people who do learn it, they did capoeira, which is like a martial arts here.
Mm.
But I know some guy he does freestyle skateboarding, which is like another type of skateboarding, and he knows how to do handstands. But like he just random. He just apparently learned how to do handstand on his own.
Okay.
But like I don't see it that much. It's very rare for me to see it.
Okay, since it's kind of rare, what's the like the reception like when you're in a park with like different people and they're like staring at you? Is it like what is this chick doing or like what's going on? Do you like get judgments from being doing unique moves?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. Like people just they just act surprised because like here I guess like there's not a lot of gymnastics in general, and then like I'm just a random girl and I just do handstands on my skateboard.
Mhm. Okay.
Like it's not even just on the floor. I just hold it on my skateboard, and I if I want to, I could go down ramps. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
really random.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are just like, "Oh my goodness, look at the girls who's doing a handstand," and like sometimes I don't like the attention sometimes
Right.
because sometimes like. there's moments it's cool. I'm at an event, but then like there's also moments where it's just like a regular Tuesday and I'm just trying to practice. And if I practice a handstand, everybody's gonna start like telling me, "Oh my goodness, you did a handstand, do it again, do it again. I want to see you." Can I record? And I was like, I'm just trying to practice because I'm used to it. It's like normal for me. I've been upside down half my life.
Right? Yeah. Yep. Yep.
It's normal. It's regular.
To add to that, Brenda, in addition to that, you hinted at this already, but specifically, what are your favorite moves to do, and is there any new tricks you're trying to learn?
My favorite, I think it depends on the day.
Mhm.
Like recently, I just learned how to do flip tricks, and it was kind of like going back to that conversation where I learned how to do it with switch stance, which is my bad leg. And like even weirder, I'm scared of landing straight, so like I turn in there. Whatever. I think right now it's my favorite move, but like I don't know if it's my favorite move because I finally got a flip trick. Like if I go on the mini ramp, I have a lot of favorite tricks too. If I go, it just depends. It
Mhm.
depends. It depends on the day. I'm like kind of yeah.
Okay.
I'm random with that. I have some days where like I'm mad at my flips because it just doesn't work, and then I have some days where I'm just on the ledge doing whatever nose slides. Yeah, I think my favorite depends on the day, but
Okay.
in general, I like my switch flips, my nollie cab, nollie 360. I think the nollie 360 was really important for me because that's like one of the first tricks I learned, and now. It's like crazy. Like there was a point where I wanted to actually give up skateboarding because I was like, oh my goodness, I'm stuck in the same trick, and I was barely skateboarding because of my job, and then like coaching gymnastics. At some point, I also went back to competing, toxic relationship, cold weather. Like I was just like ready to like nah, give up.
Yeah.
But like now, I find it crazy how like I was complaining that like I wasn't evolving, and then like I was stuck on one trick, and now that one trick that I'm stuck on like led to like three other tricks, maybe even more because like even if it's not like the same motion, but like the way I pop that trick and everything, I feel like it led me to a lot,
Okay.
and I also really love my handstands.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're fun.
I would say
They're fun.
I love watching you do the handstands. Those are really cool to see. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. So I know you mentioned you're from Brazil and New York City. Can you describe what the skating
Yeah.
community is like in both places? How would you compare and contrast New York skating community
Yes.
to Brazil?
So when I skated in New York, I was going through it at the time. I was barely skating and I was just going to my local. I feel like in a way skateboarding is bigger out here in Brazil, but I
Mm.
could be wrong. Could be a different bigger. And maybe it's weird. When I got here to Brazil, I noticed like especially like women in skateboarding, there's not a lot, but like I noticed that there's a lot of girls, women in skateboarding that are just really like good, like high level. And like before in New York, I wasn't seeing much of that, which I did see, but not much. But like now, like from my Instagram, and I've been in year off, I'm seeing that skateboarding is growing a lot, like in general, especially now that it's like an Olympic sport, it's just growing all over. Like I'm seeing more and more girls skateboarding, and this is like seen from here, from Brazil. I'm seeing that in New York now that the culture is growing, and here it's also growing a lot. But like I already saw, like when I got here, like 2 years ago, as I said, like the girls their level were really high, and like I said, I can't speak much about New York at the moment because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not there. But I see that here there's a lot of competition, and then like some people are like really about that skate life, like skate culture, and I see some people are like put into skateboarding by their parents, and they're just all about competition,
Mm.
and it's like really competitive. So yeah, I don't know how that's going in New York at the moment because I've been gone for a year, and I'm like the year that I've been gone, I've been seeing a lot of growth
Okay.
in the community.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, and then another big difference that I see from Brazil and New York. So like in New York, we would go skate normally during the day if it was summer, but like afternoon, and then at night the lights would go off or there would be like one light at the park and then like you basically can't skate and you gotta go home. Where in Brazil, if you pull up during the day, you're probably gonna be the only one at the park.
Mm.
So like everybody starts showing up in the afternoon and they stay up until the night. And like there's actual lights inside the parks. At least like where I live, my locals, there's light, so you could skate at night. So that's like one like funny random difference that I noticed. Like that just kind of shook me. Like out here, like wait, people skate at night here. But back there, everybody's home sleeping.
Yeah, yeah.
But skateboarding is growing. It's growing a lot.
Yeah. Do you think you might have an idea maybe why people in Brazil tend to skate more in the evenings, or is it just how the culture is?
I My theory is that like at least like I'm in Rio, it also depends, but like in Rio it's pretty hot or really hot. For me it's pretty hot. For most people around me it's really hot because I
Mm-hmm.
like the warm weather. But the sun. Like you skate and you're just sweating and sweating and sweating. And you drink like 3 bottles of water and you're already on your fourth. And yeah, I think it's the sun, and then also the fact that they actually put lights in the park at night. Like it could be 11 o'clock at night, and I could see the ramp and I could see the rail and the stairs in front of me because
Right.
there's light. Where like I remember in New York, I would be at my local PZ, and then once like 7 o'clock hit, like there's one light that goes on in front of the mini ramp, but it starts getting dark, and it just you can't see anything. Like I bought a whole lantern to bring to the skate park so I could skate later. And I would just put the lantern and it would barely do anything, but it would help.
Yeah.
And it was just, yeah. So I don't know.
Interesting.
That's the vibe that I'm getting.
In addition to talking about parks, what specific parks did you like to go to in Brazil and New York? Like maybe specific names or areas?
In Brazil, I haven't been to many, but I love my local. It's called Marina Skate Park. So it's really big. And I think there's a lot of ramps, there's a lot of street. So like in general, you could learn a lot there. And what other park do I like? I like Praça 15, which is it's not really a skate park, but it is. It's more of like a bunch of street spots. And apparently like the obstacles that they put in that street spot came from a Nike event. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
heard. They put it there. And now it's just like a spot for skaters. So it's not a park where you're gonna see a bunch of ramps and stuff. It's just really weird. Like it looks like art pieces in the middle of a random park in the city. It's I think it's really cool.
Hmm.
And there's competition there. I competed there 2 weeks ago. So I really like it there. And another spot that I really like was in São Paulo, which is that's another state, another city. I forgot the name of the place, and it's not a skate park, it's a street spot, but it's very famous. Like you're probably like if you go on Instagram for skateboarding, you're gonna see a lot of pro skaters skating there. Just like matter of fact, the park that I was talking about in Rio, Praça 15, the two of them, they're like the same vibe. They're street spots. Yeah, but I don't remember the name. Oh my goodness.
That's fine. I'll
Yeah,
probably
I wish
come
I could
back to
remember the
you.
name.
If someone was to go to like the areas you have been to at the skate park, what are some things that actually happen there that others may not know about? You know, you're walking with your board. Like, what are some things you're seeing? Conversations. You know.
I feel like one thing I noticed, and like even like outside in New York or maybe here, like every skate park, I'm not gonna say gangs because we're not gangs, but like every skate park has their own community, their own gang.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people, like I could be wrong. I haven't been to New York in a while, but like I feel like whatever. If I went to like McCarran in Williamsburg, I would see more like I don't want to say hipsters. I don't know the word to describe it, but like where my skate park, there would be more people from the hood. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So and they would do stupid things. Like they would bring their mopeds to the skate park and start riding there. You know what I mean? And then like you go to another skate park and everybody's just like in very baggy jeans and
Yeah.
more like that alternative side. And then some are mixed.
Mm-hmm.
Here, my skate park, my local, I'm mainly at my local, and it could be like a Tuesday night, and these people, they're just putting out fireworks like randomly at the
Oh
skate
my
park.
god.
Like at 7 p.m. at night, or they're just like, oh, let's set this on fire and jump over it on a random Thursday. And
Yeah.
yeah, like it is really random. I tell that to my friends sometimes, like, yo, you might like pulling up to the skate park. Like you're not gonna see fireworks on a random Thursday unless it's like 4th of July or something. Like it's like it's yeah, but I found that cool that like every skate park has their own community, and then like some could be very mixed, some could be like very, I don't know, like yeah, everybody
Okay.
has their own thing.
Do you prefer
So
when parks are crowded? Do you like to usually perform your tricks in a crowded park, or do you like when it's quiet and not much people around?
you know what? It actually it depends what type of crowded. Because like if it's crowded, but it's crowded with my friends, that's cool.
Mm.
But like if it's crowded, like I'm skating at the skate park and then there's 5 kids on bicycles, even though there's like a sign at the skate park saying no bicycles are allowed, and then you see a kid on a scooter wearing sandals,
Oh
be
boy.
like you know what I mean? Like my skate park, my local gets really crowded, and it's just kind of annoying because like us skaters, we go there to train most of the time. And like it doesn't have to be training for a big competition, but like even just training for ourselves, we just want to learn tricks. And then there's a lot of parents, and maybe not just parents, but they bring kids to the skate park to play around, and that just gets really annoying. Especially because like it's not even just about me wanting to train, but it's like about the fact that I could injure somebody, or I
Yeah.
could get injured, or we could both get injured.
Right.
So like, thinking that I was telling the story to my friend yesterday. I was practicing because I had a competition and whatever. All of a sudden, there's these kids on rollerblades playing around. And I just said, like, I don't have anything against rollerblades. I actually have a lot of friends that rollerblade and they're really good at it. And I get really impressed because they're jumping stairs. Like, I think it's really cool.
Mm.
But like, these group of people, they're on their rollerblades, like using the ramps as slides, laughing around. And like, I was already practicing there at that spot for a moment and they just showed up and whatever, some little kid from the park, he starts yelling at them, like, look at the girl, she's trying to skateboard right now, she's trying to train.
Mm.
And then like these people get mad and they're just like, oh, who do y'all think you are? Because nobody here is professional, blah blah blah. Like I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Mm.
And like, first of all, I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna keep practicing. First of all, I almost killed them because I fell off my board and
Oh
my
my
board went flying.
god.
Second,
Wow.
it was kind of like they said nobody here is professional, and I'm like I'm not pro, but like I nobody's professional, but I'm training to be professional. I'm getting my skills, and I just like pulled off a handstand on my board.
Mhm.
Like that was kind of like a petty moment. Like, oh, nobody's professional. I'm gonna pull off a handstand on my board, just kind of like to prove like I'm not professional, but to prove like
Yeah.
I'm skateboarding. I'm not here to play. Like I'm,
Yeah, you legit.
and they
Yeah.
were quiet. They were quiet, and they
Yeah.
were being nice to me after. They were giving me my board. But like it's still like me mad because I'm like, why do I have to be professional for you to have respect?
Right.
Like when somebody swims, I'm not gonna pull up to like a swimming pool where people practice for competition, where people go diving, and bring up my floaty and just right relax because
Mhm.
that's not the right spot to do it. If I want to relax in the water, I'm gonna go to a swimming pool where people go to relax to play around and play Marco Polo, whatever it is. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna do that where people are competing for competition. And I'm also not gonna go to a soccer field where people are playing their game and set up a picnic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like yeah, that's something like us skaters we just like and like a lot of parents, like if we comment something, they start like yelling at us as if we did
Mhm.
something wrong. Like, oh, but the park is public, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, the park is public, but right, the soccer fields are public, the basketball courts are public. I don't
Mhm.
go to the basketball courts to hula hoop. Like, so yeah, that's like a big thing like a lot of us skaters deal with. And it's just scary sometimes. Like I had a moment dropping on a ramp and I turned my head and the second I turned my head, I see a girl right in front of me passing. She was wearing rollerblades and like I grabbed her, I picked her up and I just held her because like
Mm.
either I was gonna push her to the floor, we are gonna fall together. Like that was my only option. Like that was my reflection. I grabbed her, like I saved her,
Yeah.
even though like she almost killed the two of us.
Right,
So
right. Yeah. It's all about being safety and like setting those boundaries and saying, "Hey,
yes,
like y'all we got to all be
it's
safe here."
safety. Uh-huh. And like literally that if you're there to play, like a lot of people don't go during the daytime. Like maybe go during the daytime where there's like one person because it's not like you're playing at the skate park, yeah, but there's also nobody there for you to, I guess disrespect, be in the way.
Mm,
And yeah, be smart. It's kind of like crossing the street. You don't cross the street without looking both ways. Like, and
mm,
like I see a lot of kids, they go to the skate park, they don't know how to push their skateboard, they don't know how to ride on it, and then like their parents are throwing them to go on the ramps. And they're like, I've seen it with kids not using the appropriate skateboard for that because like in general, to learn tricks, you want to use my skateboard, right? Not a longboard, not a penny board. Longboard, you could learn tricks, but it's different type of tricks. So like, like I feel like sometimes it's just bad. Like the parents, they don't realize it's
right.
dangerous. Like skateboards are dangerous. Like I
Yeah.
could be really far away from you, and then like, but if I'm going really fast and I fall really fast and my board just like spits out really fast, in less than like 2 seconds, you could be on the other side of the park, my board could hit you.
Mm,
And
right.
then like whatever, like us skaters, we get called annoying for that. You know what I mean? Like we get called like, oh, that selfish, I guess. In a word, it would be selfish because the park is public. But
Mm,
yeah, it's dangerous.
yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't realize that. And even just stepping on a skateboard. I saw some research before, and I don't know how accurate it is now, but it said that most injuries from skateboarding come from the first 2 weeks of skateboarding. And it's because
Mm.
a lot of people don't have balance.
Wow. Okay.
I thought that was really interesting because people step, and it's so random. When I was coaching gymnastics, I had two of my students come up to me like, "Oh, my friend just broke her arm skateboarding."
Mm.
And like it was like their friend's first week skateboarding. Like literally a week later, my other student came up to me, my friend just broke their foot skateboarding. And like that's actually I think what drove me to curiosity about the injuries, like when you first start skateboarding, because yeah. But a lot of people like it's something that you gotta learn, like picking up your balance, just learning how to push a skateboard. It's pretty hard at first. It becomes easy, but it's hard at first.
Yeah.
So
Everyone, if you're watching this, be safe out there. Just
facts.
don't be
Be
wild or
smart.
reckless out here. Okay.
Be smart. Wear your helmet if you have to. Wear your knee pads if you have to.
Yeah.
Look around both ways when you're at the park. Make sure you're not in front of a random obstacle. Sometimes you're in front of the stairs thinking nobody's gonna jump that stair, but there's probably 5 people at the park who jump that stair and they will kickflip it too. So
Ooh. Yeah.
be smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Brenda, just a little side note here before I get into my next question. I wanted to ask you. I've been doing this with people from around the world, but I wanted to see if you could teach me something in your language in Portuguese, right? So, I wanted to
oh
see
yeah.
if you could teach me how to say "I love skateboarding" in Portuguese.
I'm gonna say eu amo skateboard.
Oh, okay. You got to slow down on
So
that one.
like
Okay.
so let me break it down. Eu,
E-
which is I. So
Eu
ooh, that was perfect. Amo
amo
skateboard.
skateboard. I tried it.
Board.
Board.
It's like so weird because we in Brazil we take a lot of words in English, but
Mm.
we just make it our own way. So it's like Netflix, Twitter, tweet, Instagram,
Interesting.
Instagram. It's
Oh
so funny. So
wow.
then yeah, we say skateboard. So
Okay.
I have that problem here sometimes actually because like I there's certain words I'm like, okay, do I say it in English but like the wrong way?
Mm.
And then sometimes when I say it in English the wrong way, it's actually English the right way. I don't know, it's so weird.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thanks,
But yeah,
Brenda.
yeah, well, I'm
I didn't
skateboard.
do too bad there, right? I didn't do too bad.
No, you didn't. And when you said ew, you said it perfectly. At
Okay.
least from what I heard, it sounded perfect.
Awesome.
Like, oh
Awesome.
my goodness.
Yay! Clap. Okay. Uh, so moving on, Brenda, to talking about fashion in the skateboarding community, because there's a lot of fashion that goes on, board designs and all of that, and addition to the
Yeah.
things you may see in a skating park, what are some like typical clothing brands you wear while skating? Because I know on your IG you have lots of cool styles with
Brands,
fashion.
yeah.
So what are some of the brands that you like to rock?
Brands that I like to rock. So like pants, jeans. I just like anything baggy. But
Okay.
like now, like it really depends too because now I notice every single difference. If it's too baggy, if the waist is too big. But like recently I bought a lot of Nike SB. I
Mhm.
have like two, three Nike SB pants. But in general, like I will just find something that's baggy. I don't really care anymore about the brand.
Mm.
But clothes, tops, it really depends.
Yeah. Okay.
I like a lot of stuff. I'm rocking Doves right now. I got this at the comp
Mhm.
that I competed in 2 weeks ago, but I just generally really like it. I'm wearing Aunt right now, which is my friend's company, Pink. Shout out to Pink
Hey,
and
shout
Aunt.
out.
Love it. Um, there's just a lot of brands.
Mm.
For shoes, I could be a little more specific. I was skating a lot of Vans. Last year, I went to the Bronx Real Skate, um, what was it? Women's History Month event,
Mm.
and I won 3 pair of Vans. So like, I'm gonna skate them, and then yeah, they lasted me a pretty long time until 2 weeks ago. Or no, I think it's been a month now. I'm losing concept of time, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, probably like a month ago, I learned my flip trick and my Vans outlasted me a whole year,
Wow.
ripped in 2 weeks. Yes, and then like at my comp recently here, I won shoes. It's a brand. I think the brand's from Brazil, but I heard like they sell also in Australia. Yeah, it's called Keeks. So like I've been using those shoes, and I'm trying to get used to them because also a lot of events are here or sponsored by that brand, Keeks. But yeah, it's like it's different. I feel the difference in my shoes. They're I'm trying to get used to them. I
Yeah.
like them because I feel like when I do a lot of impact, since they're like rougher, it feels like almost like I'm landing on cushions, but like I feel like I have less control on my board. And then like Vans, they were a little thinner, especially like yeah, I felt like I had more control of my board, but like when I would do flips and stuff, I feel like they would like cut my ankles a little bit because the material was thinner and yeah.
Okay.
But like in general, like for clothes, I just like streetwear, whatever looks nice. I'm definitely like the type to go thrifting, and then if I find like some random, could be baggy Tommy Hilfiger pants, whatever, I'm gonna rock them. And whatever comes, clothing, a lot of stuff I win a competition. Like I don't remember the last time I bought a t-shirt.
Oh, wow.
Recently,
Awesome.
all my t-shirts I've been winning a competition. I won this shirt at a competition. Like the last, yeah, probably 10 t-shirts I've gotten were all from competitions.
Mm.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's random. It's really random.
So
I don't have go-to brand.
okay, okay, gotcha. So speaking of skateboard brands or like different designs, or how many skateboards do you have?
Skateboards. Here in New York, I have one skateboard.
Okay, okay,
No, in New York. In Brazil. Here in Brazil, I have one skateboard.
okay.
In New York, I think I had like a rain board for when it would rain and I wanted to go to Delhi or something. So I had a rain board, and then I had a random Hello Kitty board, complete, which like I wouldn't use that much because I don't really like the wheels and the trucks on
Mhm.
them. So, but I just had it.
Okay.
And I think I had another board from Enjoy that my mom got for me as a gift, which was also complete. But like I also didn't use much because the thing is, when you buy a complete board, it's since you're not customizing it, you might not get the trucks, the wheels, the shape, the deck that you want.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, the board didn't hit the same. Like I feel like when I would pop my tricks, I wouldn't pop them as much. So yeah, but like I have 3 skateboards in reserve in New York
Okay.
and one here.
So I know back in 2021, you did post a board that you had. It had Bob Ross on it, I believe, and there was like mountains in the background. Do you
Oh,
remember that one?
that was, I'm not gonna say that was my first board because I mentioned that I had that like 1 month, 2 month skater fade, which I guess is
Mhm.
what somebody would consider a poser. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
16.
Mhm.
But then like that time where I randomly went to Zoomies where I was just like, I just want to buy a skateboard, that was the board that I got. So that was like my first board.
Oh, cool.
And it was a rip and dip board with Bob Ross. It was
Mm.
rip and dip. And I just thought it cool. Like I thought it was really cool when I found it because when I got the grip tape, I don't remember what brand it was, but it looked like abstract art and like the colors matched the Bob Ross rip and dip deck.
Right.
So I thought it was really cool. And when I got the wheels, I made sure they were also like pink and blue.
Mhm.
It was cool. It was cute. But
Yeah.
like the only thing now that I actually skate, I wouldn't get a skateboard just for aesthetic.
Gotcha.
Like, I'd rather have the ugly wheels that ride good rather than colorful wheels that don't ride as good.
Right, right,
Like,
definitely.
I love that board. I treated it so bad. Oh my goodness. Like, when I
Oh,
went back to skating, I forgot that you couldn't wet your skateboards. Like, I was riding with it in the rain. It was hitting walls all the time, and like in less than
mm,
2 weeks, it was already like chipping and cracking. So,
jeez. Oh wow.
RIP to that board. RIP.
Yes, R.I.P. Oh my goodness. Okay. Is there any stereotypes about skaters like wearing beat up or dirty sneakers or SB dunks? Like, do skaters really get judged for wearing like dirty shoes? You know, does physical appearance matter, and does no one really care about that at the park?
Park, nobody cares. Like, at least like if you go to my local here, oh my goodness, like I guess like when I was in New York, I would see a few that were good here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even saying good, like really high level,
Yeah.
because like there were good skaters at my local, but like stuff that just like that you would probably see on the internet. But like my local, it's like you got like some of the best girls skating in Brazil training at my local. You got like really big YouTube channels who also train at my local and just high level skaters skating at my local. So like I'm used to seeing ripped shoes. Like I was actually kind of mad that I didn't have ripped shoes because I'm like, damn, I need my shoes to rip so I know that I'm doing my kickflips.
Mm.
So, but
Wow.
like, I guess like my grandma randomly tells me like, oh, you gotta wash your shoes. They're black. They look ugly. And I was like, yeah, but like I'm gonna wash my shoes and like rip them in like 2 hours. Like there's no point.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh my goodness. Like you guys are like, your shoes are so dirty. And I'm like, yeah. I think it's cool. It's kind of like in gymnastics when I would rip my hands on the bars. Like
Yeah.
you would get these rips. I still have like calluses.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I could say like technically, or that depends on who you are, but like it could be a little nasty in somebody's eyes. But at the same time, like we were just it would just be normal for us
Yeah.
when we were in that environment. It
It's
was kind of like cool, like, oh, that I'm working hard. My hands are ripping.
yeah, it's part of the culture. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So
Yeah.
so speaking about how skateboarding helps your mental health, can you explain like some of the emotions or the mentality you have when skating or in a skating environment or performing in front of people? You know, do you get nervous about falling in front of people? Do you get anxious? Like, how has skateboarding helped you mentally in general?
I think I would say that I'm naturally more of an anxious person, but like it's like okay, I'll go back to gymnastics with this too. When I would compete in gymnastics, I used to get on the balance beam. I remember like warm up, and I would shake. It would be like this, like
Mm,
my legs were shaking. Like you could see me competing, like it was really bad. And even if I tried to convince myself, like, oh, it's fine, I'm just competing. It's like it's not the end of the world. I would be really, really anxious. And like I think part of that was because when I did gymnastics, it was I passed through a lot of toxic things, like the mentality that you have to win. Like it was like I don't know, it was just really toxic. Like second is the first to lose, whatever. You know what I mean? So I passed through that jealous teammates before. So I don't know. I felt more anxious when I would play gymnastics, even if I was generally trying to block that out. But
mm,
like when I started skateboarding, no, competing skateboarding, I realized it was funny. Like even at a Bronx Real Skate event, the one that I was talking about, Vans last year, I was competing and I was not shaking. I was not overthinking. Like I was just literally having fun. And like that's one thing I noticed with skateboarding is that I felt always really welcomed. Like you could literally not know how to do anything and show up to the skate park and like somebody's gonna come up to you like, hey, you put your foot on the tail and your foot here on the bolts and do this. Like people are not gonna judge you based on your level.
mm.
And in general, like I'm not gonna say that everybody's supportive because in life you're never gonna find a community where everybody's supportive.
Right.
It's hard, you know, like you're not gonna go to hospital and every doctor's gonna care for you. There's always
Mm.
gonna be a doctor who's there for money. You're not gonna go to right a police station and every police guard actually cares about you. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Some of them
Right.
just abuse their power. So it's kind of like not every right. I'm not gonna go to ski community and everybody's gonna be welcome. But I felt that the majority, like most people, are really welcome. And it's that because like skateboarding really started off more like actually like a culture. Like it's a sport, but it was more like, hey, let's jump that staircase and then like whatever. And then these skaters are running away from cops and just having fun, doing random things, you know.
Mhm.
And then like now it's an Olympic sport, and now I see more of that side where like people just literally like see it as a sport, like you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
They have their
right.
physical personal trainers, and then it's just skateboarding, leave the skate park, go to comp, like
Mhm.
you know. But like, yeah, I felt definitely 100% more, I guess, love at the skate park, skateboarding, competing. So yeah, like when I compete now. I notice like sometimes I might get a little nervous, but it's not that nervous where I'm shaking and like almost having a panic attack.
Mm.
It's like that nervous where like I'll just randomly forget how to push my skateboard. And it's not even in my head, like it's my own body. But
Mhm.
even with that, I'm still like more chill. Like I'm competing, like I just want to have fun right now. Like
Right.
they're blasting music right now, and I'm just gonna do my handstand, whatever. If I don't land it, whatever. It's I'll land another day. I'm gonna have fun. And like I had moments at competition where it was taking too long to compete, and I was like, bro, like at this point, I don't even care. Just end the competition. I just want to skate. Like I don't even want to compete anymore. I just literally want to skate. Like
Yeah.
y'all are using the rails and everything. Just at this point. So yeah,
Oh,
I 100% feel like skateboarding has been so much more supportive, and I
okay.
love that. And I think that's one reason where like I could say I love skateboarding more than gymnastics, and a lot of people will be surprised at that because I like there's a lot of people that know me as a gymnast my whole life. Like, oh, you're that girl that does gymnastics, and
Mhm.
like now I'm just like gymnastics is something like I could do, and like don't get me wrong, I like doing flips, but like skateboarding is like my passion.
Awesome. Well
It's
said.
like
Well
yeah,
said. I
it's like actually my passion.
Yeah, I like speaking of you mentioned not landing tricks sometimes. I like how on social media you do post clips of you like failing a trick that you're trying to perform, but you still get back up, right? And you know, some
Yes.
people may only share them completing a move without seeing how many times they fail. So why do you choose to showcase the clips of you failing or messing up on your IG?
I think some clips are just funny where I fall.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
sometimes it's funny. But then also like that's what a lot of people don't see. Like I could post two clips of me falling in a video, and the reality is I probably fell actually like 15 times.
Okay.
And like we fall a lot. Like even tricks like that that I could do sometimes, even like my handstand. I do a handstand on the ramp, for example. Like I don't do it first try all the time. If I'm practicing a lot consistently, it becomes more consistent. But then there's moments where I'm not practicing it, and like I might miss the ramp like 10 times before I actually land it.
Mhm.
Even yeah, in general. And like most of my practices are like that. Like I fall bad. There's my shins are purple. Like
Yeah.
they're purple. Yeah, like I fall a lot. We all fall a lot. And part of being a skater is you're gonna have to literally suck it up and accept the fact that you're gonna fall.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you're gonna skateboard and not fall. You are going to fall and you gotta accept it. And honestly, like I go through this, and many skaters go through this. When I fall really bad, I get really angry to the point where I have to land it now. So it's
Mhm.
not like oh my goodness, I need to sit down and whatever. No, it like my back is killing me, my arms are killing me. I gotta land this now.
Yeah.
Like you could see me going for a trick, like shaking my hands, like, oh my goodness, it hurts, like, right?
Mhm.
But now I'm grabbing my board. And then like a lot of those times when you get really angry after falling, you do land your trick.
Yeah.
The irony around it, like you think like nah, they're gonna go sit down. That's why I guess like a lot of skaters make fun of soccer.
Oh boy.
Because they watch soccer on TV, we see people fall and they're crying and rolling around. And
That's
then like we like fall on concrete daily and hit our head. No, not hit our heads always. That's weird, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever. We hit
Okay.
our shins and knees and everything, and we just get up like nothing happened. But
Okay.
yeah, it's rare for me to fall and like actually sit down because I'm in pain. And then a lot of the times when I do sit down because I'm in pain, I'll sit down for 2 minutes and complain about how my skateboard makes me mad, and then I'll get up and go back on my skateboard.
Oh gosh, there's this
It's a
complicated
process.
relationship going on here.
It is a complicated relationship. I'm like, oh my goodness, I love my skateboard. And then you could sit down and watch me skate. I remember yesterday, like, oh my goodness, skateboard is so annoying. Yeah, it's a very complicated relationship. but we love each other.
See, that's all that matters. That's good. That's good. You mentioned
Yes, that's all that matters.
you mentioned about the skating community being supportive, helping you in your journey. But as you may know, in the sports category, there's a good amount of sports that are male dominated, right? So you being a woman
Uh-huh.
the skateboarding community, do you believe skateboarding is more male dominated? And like, how often are you seeing women at parks at events, compared to the guys?
I think I could say it definitely is more male dominated. So
Mm-hmm.
like when I was at comp 2 weeks ago, there was best trick for female, best trick for the guys, and best trick for female. There was like me, and it was open to public. It wasn't just the people competing. It was open to public. But there was probably like what 7 girls max competing the best trick. Where like when the guys are competing best trick, there's like 40 of them, and they're like one goes and he like barely hit the rail, and the other ones are ready to go on the rail. Like it's like 1, 2, 3, like it's literally like that, like one after another. There is a lot more guys skateboarding than girls, but I believe that the female side of skateboarding is growing a lot. Like I see a lot more girls skateboarding
Awesome.
than before. Or like I guess like when I started skateboarding, I would go on my Insta and I'll see a few girls out there, but it was like rare. I wouldn't see much on my feed. Or it's just the fact that there wasn't a lot of girls. But
Yeah.
now like I see a lot more girls. I personally see a lot more girls. Even back in New York, like I knew a few girl skaters and now I see like all the time, like, yo, like that's this girl's friend that skates and I've never seen her before skating. Now I see my other friend skating with another girl and I'm just like, where are all these girls coming from? But I like it.
Yeah. Were
At
you?
least when I go back to New York, I might have more friends to skate with.
Yeah, that's true. Do you ever
Hmm.
did you ever feel you were judged or treated differently in the skating community because you are a woman, or like have you seen a difference how men versus women are treated when it comes to the community in your area?
You know what? Yes. Like the other day, I was on the mini ramp. Not the other day, maybe like 6 months ago, but I was on the mini ramp and I'm doing my regular tricks. And then, like, it's a little boy, but he comes to me. He's like, "Oh my goodness, this girl is skating better than me."
What?
And I was just looking at him like, yeah, like I practice every day and you're a beginner.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I knew it was a beginner because he couldn't do any tricks. Like,
Mm.
this girl is skating better than me. Yeah, like I had moments like that. But like
Mhm.
in general with the skate community, I personally don't I don't know if it's also because like I'm friends with everybody, I'm cool with everybody. But
Okay.
like and then like just the fact that the female side of skateboarding is growing. And even like in Brazil, because like everybody looks up to Raíssa Leal. Raíssa, I don't know if that's how you say it in English, but everybody looks up to her. So yeah, like it's not uncommon here. But I definitely had moments where like I'm also skating at the skate park. I went alone. Yeah. I'm always skating with my boyfriend at the skate park. But then like the
Okay.
other day I went alone to the skate park and I started skating and these guys are like, "Oh my goodness, look at you, you're delicious."
Oh
And
Lord.
I'm just like, eh, eh, like, get away from me.
Oh my gosh.
My boyfriend would beat you up in general. That would just be catfishing. Like people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, not catfishing,
Cat
cat
calling. Yeah,
calling.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You're good.
catcalling. That's annoying in general. Outside of skateboard, on my skateboard. But
Mhm.
yeah, I pretty much around me, the only comment I really got about, as a female, it is that little boy. Like,
Yeah.
you're better than me. Oh my goodness, you're a girl and you're better than me.
Uh.
But it's a little boy.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna judge a 7-year-old.
Of course, of
They're
course.
still learning. They got a lot to learn.
Mhm.
So maybe the parents,
Yeah, the parents, yeah.
they gotta educate their child.
Yeah. So I know
So.
you did post something where it was a picture of you and other ladies in the skating community called Bronx Girls Skate, right? Are you able to talk a little bit more
Yes.
about that community?
So like I was looking randomly one time for skate events and I saw their event in the Bronx. So I pulled up. I don't remember the name of the skate park. I just remember I pulled up and I think the first person I met there was Kava, which she is one of the owners of Bronx Real Skate, her and Mel. And they're just really awesome people. I love them. They're very sweet and they do a lot for the community. I think that's another reason why the feminine side of skateboarding in New York is growing. They're making a lot of events, the women's history events. they're involved in a lot of skateboarding culture in general. Um, they're just really cool people. Not just Kava and Mel, but like everybody in the group. I got my friend Trin and everybody there. Cookie, they're all cool. I'm not. If I start bringing everybody's name up, I'm not have like a whole list.
Yeah.
And like not just that, because like they're based in the Bronx, but like they bring the rest of New York to the events, and not just New York, because I've seen people travel from LA, whatever, to pull up to their events.
Awesome.
So
Wow. That's good.
I think that's really cool. They shout out to Bronx Real Skate.
Shout out
Like
to
I
the
miss their
Bronx.
events. I miss their events. They post their events, and I'm just over here like I gotta buy a plane ticket.
Yeah.
I need to pull up to their events.
That's
Yeah,
good.
shout out to them. I
Shout
love
out.
them,
Yeah.
and I miss skating with them. And I told they got to pull up to Brazil too,
Yeah, pull
because
up.
like Cava, the owner, one of the owners, co or founder, I think founder would be a better word. She pulled up to Brazil last year. Yeah, she linked me, and it was like the best thing ever. We had so much fun. But like some of my friends from that group, like they will just randomly text me about how they want to come to Brazil. So like it just gives me that idea to just message the whole group chat, like, yo, y'all just pull up to Brazil. Like make a group. I don't
Mhm.
know. Plan as a group to pull up. Yeah, that would be really cool.
Awesome.
New York and Brazil, Brazil to New York. That would be so cool.
I want to quickly talk about, my top three favorite clips that you posted on IG. If you do want to pull them up, you're free to do that in case you forget. But just tell me
Hmm.
how much you can, or like how long it took you to learn these moves. So, my first out of the top three, this was back. I think you did December 22nd, 2024, last year, right? You were like doing tricks on
Uh-huh.
your paint board. You even added a Christmas tree tinsel to the back of your board, so it looks like it's trailing behind you. Like, what can you tell me more about this
Uh,
session?
I think that was Natalina. So it's like an event that we do here at my local with yeah, there's people all over from you, mainly the people from my local park, but
Hmm.
everybody's welcome. It's like a Christmas event.
Hmm.
And yeah, I was just having fun. I believe that day was the day that I learned my Nollie Gazelle spin,
Hmm.
which is a pretty hard trick. It took me a while to learn in the sense that first I had to learn how to do an ollie 360, and then I had to learn how to do an ollie triple shove it, and then an ollie big spin, and then it turned into an ollie gazelle spin. So that was hard to learn in that sense. But when I actually tried it, since I already had like those three tricks that I mentioned right now,
Hmm.
it didn't take me so long to land. But then, yeah, that was really fun. I was really excited about that, and it was one of like my dream tricks to learn. So I was so happy about that. And then like I just see like the kids, everybody's having fun, and they were getting the Christmas stuff. What would that be called? I don't even know what that's called, but
uh,
yeah, they put it on the skateboard, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to do stuff for my skateboard too with that.
yeah, I believe
It's
it's
fun.
called Christmas tree tinsel, something like that.
And so yeah, I don't even know Christmas tree wrap tinsel. Yeah, I was just having fun. Like that's cool.
Okay.
So yeah,
Second, I'm gonna go with March of last year. You posted a session where I believe you were in New York. You captioned it Nollie full cap. I think you mentioned that, but where you were trying to complete a Nollie from over the ramp. I did like
the
when you got it. You had
was it in the middle of the street?
yeah, yeah. Everybody was so happy for you. Like everybody was how was that? How was the vibes out there, and how important was it to have support after completing that move?
Oh my goodness, that day was amazing. First of all, because like that's where like I really started evolving a lot in skateboarding, but like I was barely like jumping gaps. Like that was probably the highest gap that I jumped. So like that day I went to some it was an event, where was it? I forgot the name of the spot. It's a really famous spot. It's in the city. It's a really famous staircase. Whatever. I went there. There was an event there. There was even like a rave. It was just no event during the day. But like I met up with my friends, and then we were just skating around the city. And we heard that there was another like smaller event, which was like a best trick happening on for Lambs. I think it's called Lambs.
Hmm.
Um, down I think closer to Soho. So we skated all the way there, and then I saw the jump, and I was just like, "Yo, I gotta try that." But like Like right now, if I saw that and I tried it, I do have like higher level of skating where it wouldn't be like the hardest thing in the world. But like at that moment, I was like I was starting to get exposed to like
Mm,
that height of a jump and
right.
like in general, you know what I mean? So like it was something that I I spent like an hour, I think at least trying to land that trick. And my friends were all supporting me. And then I landed it and it was just like I didn't even post a full video, but like I remember everybody jumping on me and everybody was hyped and I was just really hyped and like oh, I was so happy
Mm.
that I forgot my Supreme water bottle there.
Oh man. Oh.
Like I told myself like that day I had my Supreme water bottle that I never use. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start using my water bottle. I need to drink water. And like, yeah, I was so happy that I forgot it. Like I just
Wow.
remember like right after the comp, I got to the subway and I'm like, oh my goodness, my Supreme water bottle.
Dang.
Because that wasn't even on my mind. Like I forgot about everything around me. I was just so
Mhm.
focused on the fact that I had landed that trick. Which is like going back to like that trip and I was trying that Nollie faux cab,
Yeah.
Nollie 360, and whatever some people call it differently, Nollie 360. Accidentally did that Nollie gazelle spin, but I didn't land it, but I did the motion. So like that's a funny thing because it was something like, oh my goodness, I accidentally did a Nollie gazelle. What if one day I actually try to land it? But that wasn't the motive at the moment. I was just trying to do the Nollie 360. So like that skill that we brought up about the last video
Yeah.
that I learned that was my first time. That's another reason why I was also really happy that I learned that skill because it was something that like I potentially wanted to try in future, which I guess future is now. I'm doing it. And then like everything about that video where I landed that Nollie cab, I find cool now that I took that Nollie gazelle and I basically did it like I did it here in Rio. Obviously, it's not the same exact jump ramp because different location. But like I think that trick also inspired me from my past to now. Because now last year I did the Nollie cab, the Nollie 360 on that jump. And like since I when I was trying it, I accidentally almost did the Nollie Gazelle. Like I find it cool that now I'm actually doing it.
Right.
So like
Okay.
yeah, for me it's a very special moment because it's something that like it was a start of something. The start of me doing more street skating, doing things that I was scared of. It was also like what made it even more special was my friends supporting me. Because like even like in gymnastics, I barely felt that. Like I'm not gonna say wasn't people that supported me, but I had like my own teammates be jealous of me. Like I had my own
Mm.
teammate not look at me in the eye because I beat her. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Where like in skateboarding, I have these people coming up to me and hugging me and like jumping on me and screaming my name, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, like you know. So like, yeah, it was a very special moment for me,
Well, yeah.
and the fact that it inspired me to do what I'm doing now.
When I saw that video, like everybody was jumping, so I was like, yeah. I was like with them too. I was like, let's go. Awesome.
And it's funny, that's how Wally Wax, which I did some videos with Wally Wax. I
Okay.
even saw the dog.
Oh.
That's how he found me. He was there at the event. He saw me skating.
Oh. Wow.
And now, yeah, so that was also another thing that came to me, Wally Wax in my life. Ew.
Oh,
That was
nice.
cool. So, oh
Okay.
my goodness, really crazy memory. I love it.
Awesome. Lastly, I'm gonna go with the session you posted in December last year. You captioned it SLS in your city. This was in Rio, I believe, where you did like a handstand while on the board is moving, and then you flipped off the platform. I don't know if I could. Which?
That was in São Paulo. Remember that the skate park that I was telling you that I did not remember the name?
Yeah.
That wasn't really like a skate park, it was a street spot.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
I did it was it when I did the handstand and then I picked up the board and like I spin there.
Yeah. Yeah.
A boneless. I'm gonna say boneless. I was trying to speak in like non-skater terms. That was so cool. Like I almost died trying that a few
Oh
times.
my goodness.
Yeah, so it was fun. And
Awesome.
like that was just like a moment where like I felt like when I'm skateboarding, sometimes I'm like, what do I do here? What could I do here? And that's where like the creativity kicked in. To do
Okay.
that trick, I had to put my hands like this. So like half my
Oh.
hand. Yeah, so it's kind of sketchy because like I knew if I put too much weight here, since his hand was on the nose, right? The way would go like that.
Wow.
And then I fall. But I figured it out. I'm so glad I figured it out. And it was funny because when I did land it, I don't even know if they have that footage. It was probably Street League, but like they had a drone and they were like filming over me. And I don't know if that was like luck or something. Like the drone started filming me and I
Hmm.
landed it. But
Wow.
I spent at least 30 minutes trying that. But it was fun. And then after that, like I did too many handstands that day. After that, I decided it was a great idea to just literally hold a handstand as long as I can. But there was like a space that was just like a lot of flat ground. There wasn't too many people, and I could just hold a handstand. I did that like 3 times. By the third time, I held it a lot for very long. And as soon as I sat down, my arm started cramping. Oh my goodness, that was like the worst cramp I had in my arm, like in my life. It was cramping for like 30 minutes. I was not able to lift it up. So
Jeez.
yeah, I did too many handstands that day. Too
Hmm.
many.
Yeah.
And I learned not to do too many.
Well, job. That was definitely one of my favorites that you posted. I was just like, wow, like
Thank you.
I couldn't even imagine how to just even start that, but but really cool.
No, I'm even excited when you brought that up because like nobody ever comes to me like these are my favorite tricks that you did. And like it's interesting. You don't skateboard, right?
No,
I don't know if you skateboard.
I
Yeah,
tr-
so like from somebody who doesn't skateboard, like what you would find cool and interesting.
yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
Okay, so just two more questions before I let you showcase whatever you're open to sharing. What advice can you give the skaters? You know, anyone who has a dream out there, but they're nervous to start. They don't think they're good enough. They lack confidence. And, you know, they may worry about what others are thinking of them. Like, what do you suggest? How do they get started and get out of their comfort zone?
So like I feel like when skateboarding started, it wasn't a sport. And it wasn't this saying like who's better than the other. Like a lot of people skateboarded, maybe they had problems at home, or maybe they just had the skateboard, they enjoyed it. So like as a hobby, you know what I mean? So like you want to skateboard, don't compare yourself to others, don't be shy. Most likely if you show up to the skate park, you're not gonna be the only beginner. And us who are higher level, we're not gonna judge you if you are a beginner because we were once a beginner. Like I remember those days where I personally showed up to the skate park and I'm trying to learn an ollie and I'm looking at these people like, yo, how does this guy do a kickflip and land it and then he performs it again and he lands it and then he lands it and he lands it. Like I didn't even know consistency was a thing. But like those people who are kickflipping and doing straight flips and nollies and whatever, they didn't judge me. Matter of fact, they were helping me.
Hmm.
So like you want to start skateboarding, you got a community, your community's gonna help you. Um, don't be shy. Also, be smart. Like some people don't have fear, and I think it's cool to not be fearless. It's good. But when you don't have any fear, that's bad. So
Hmm.
like be like humble yourself. You're gonna show up to the skate park. If you don't know how to push your skateboard, learn how to push your skateboard first. Like even if the ramp looks cool, even if you're like, oh my goodness, I want to go down the ramp. It looks easy, whatever. Make sure you could push your skateboard, make sure you got good balance, and then slowly go into your things too. Because we gotta be realistic, right? So wear your helmet if you have to, wear your knee pads. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And don't be shy at the skateboard. Like we're not gonna judge you. You're learning, you're starting from the beginning. We're there to help you. Like literally if somebody comes up to me, like I've had those moments where, hey, how do you like I explain everything. You want help, I'm gonna help you.
Hmm.
And that's how we are. That's how most skateboarders are. Like we got your back. So
Awesome.
yeah, we're very welcoming.
So any future skaters out there, you heard the words from Brenda. So there you go. And lastly, for you, Brenda, what's next for you? Where do you want to take your career with skateboarding? You know, what's your overall motivation for what you want to do or improve within your community? You know, would you compete in more bigger events, bigger competitions? What's next?
I love competing, but my focus with skateboarding. If one day I could get into like making a skate brand, clothes, because I do have like an artist side, artistic side, that would be really cool. But like one big goal for me would be like having a video part. Like
Mm.
I'd rather have a really cool video part than win a lot of competitions. Because I think video parts are just really cool.
Wow. Okay.
So, and going to like random street spots and like it would be even more cool like if I could travel the world. Usually that happens by the time you're sponsored by a big brand, you will travel the world to do that. So, yeah, that would probably have to happen for me to travel, but that would mean if I'm traveling the world skateboarding, I'm living my dreams. So
Yeah, that yes.
that would be really cool. So yeah, I like that artsy side for skateboarding. And just in general, like skating with cool people.
Mm.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and I wish that to happen for you. You know, you have a lot of determination and stuff. So, I don't see why you can't do those things. You can do those things, and just keep up the amazing work, right? So,
I'm gonna keep working, keep up the grind.
yeah. All right, Brent.
Another goal, now that you brought up, I
Yeah.
want a mini ramp in my backyard.
Oh, yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
fun.
that would be a dream. Like I got my house settled down and I got a mini ramp.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
happy. If I got a mini ramp in my backyard, I could just wake up and go skate.
Yeah, there. See,
I could skate in my pajamas.
yeah, it's like music artists building their own music studio and stuff in their place.
Yes. So yeah, I think that's really cool. Like, mini ramp. I love mini ramps.
Yeah.
One of
Okay.
my favorite things. So
All right, Brenda. I guess now's the time. Like, I will leave the floor to you to take over. If there's anything you want to showcase or anything else you want to educate others on, I'll let you do your thing.
have fun. That's really important when you're skateboarding. Just have fun. Um, that's one thing with my skateboarding that people see me doing handstands and doing crazy things. Like I'm just getting creative with it. I'm not trying to be the next whoever, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Just pick up your skateboard, have fun, treat it like an art.
Mm-hmm.
That's you work a lot with artists, right?
Yeah.
And like I really believe that skateboarding is a form of art. Just how like when a ballerina, you could say it's a sport because you're working out a lot, your balance, your flexibility. So you could say like dancers are athletes, but they're also artists
Mm-hmm.
because they're dancing to music, they're showing whatever certain body movements to certain sounds and like I think like even like bringing up video parts with skateboarding that's that's one thing I see that skateboarding is like an art like you're editing your video like whatever you did a trick but like this song might be too slow and this song might be too fast and
Mm-hmm.
this camera angle is better when you still than the other one and then this trick the style is different. Like you could see the same person do the same trick and their styles are different. Like I could do an ollie, somebody could do an ollie, and my ollie looks completely different than the other. So
Mm.
like yeah, that's one thing that I'm big on. That skateboarding for me and in general is more than just a sport. It's a culture, it's a community, it's an art form. And if you start seeing skateboarding also as an art form, you will become way more creative on how you see the streets around you, what you could do with your skateboard, what your body could do, what you could do around an object. I think that's something important that a lot of people should know. Like skateboarding is a sport, it's athletic,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also an art form. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of hard work that goes behind the community. A lot of the events I go to, it's not just random photographers, but it's photographers with like cameras that are like $5,000.
Wow.
And they spend a lot of time and effort. There's DJs that make sure the music is fitting the vibe.
Can we take a look at your board again? Like, I think.
Yes, it's Thrasher Workshop. A lot of people think, funny enough, that this is my grip tape, but
Oh.
like this is actually the design of the board. This is
Oh.
what the board
Okay.
looks under. I use clear grip tape for this. And
Okay.
then here, there's basically no art anymore because
Mm-hmm.
my skateboard made its own art and
but I
this is a lot of board slides and yeah,
but I love the word that says
got my board.
believe. That's powerful right there.
Believe, yes. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
And this board my dad got for me. I didn't choose it.
Oh.
He got me a board from Zoo York when I was in São Paulo, another state here in Brazil. And like I haven't seen a board from Zoo York in like forever. A
Mm.
shape, not shape. In Brazil we call shape, but here in New York it's deck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
in New York, the United States, it's
Yeah.
deck. I'm
Okay.
sorry that I keep saying shape. It makes sense, but whatchamacallit? Yeah, but like the Zoo York board was just so like pretty. Like I didn't want to skate it. And
mm.
I told him that, like, honestly, thank you for the board. But I'm not gonna skate this one. This one deserves to be in the wall. It's really nice. So then
Awesome.
like the next day he surprised me with this skateboard. And like this skateboard has like there's a lot to it, like story wise. I learned a lot of stuff with it. I landed a lot of tricks. I fell a lot with it. It came with me to many competitions. And also the fact that my dad bought it for me. It was just
Mm.
something that I got myself. He bought it for me. So yeah, this skateboard is special.
Wow.
So
Oh, shout out to Dad. Okay.
shout out to dad.
Man. Well, closing out here, Brenda. Wow, this was definitely amazing. So much you taught us here. I mean, I'm more educated on, your world in the skateboarding community and just learning more about your perspective. And so thank you for taking the time to, share your story as well. I could say watching your content and like seeing the tricks and moves you do, it definitely inspires me to improve and get better at what I'm passionate about. So, you know, um,
No, that makes me happy.
I can't wait to see the amazing things you do in the future, and you know, you never know, you be doing big things out there, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that's Brenda, I know her. So,
Same to you though.
oh, thank you, thank you,
I
thank you.
love seeing you working. Like I see that you work a lot with underground artists.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's really cool,
Mhm.
especially with art, not even just skateboarding, but art, because art is really opinion based. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of really talented artists that are just not known. And it's not because they're not good at it, but it's because literally like they're
Yeah.
just underrated
Right.
because it's opinion based, or like not even just opinion based, but sometimes it's just connection because you know
Mhm.
somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that
Mhm.
now showcase your art because
Yeah.
you have connection. So it's really cool to see that you're working with a lot of artists that are underground
Mhm.
and growing to
Mhm.
hopefully be big artists and
Yeah.
right
Yeah. Like,
achieve their goals, their dreams.
yeah, like all these talented people doing like working on projects for hours, and like you know they don't have a voice to share. No one's like really reaching out to them. Like, well, someone's got to do
Mm-hmm.
it.
Facts.
Awesome.
No, you're really giving back to the community. So
Awesome. Okay.
you're doing your part. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so
Yeah, I would have the courage to do that. So
yeah, I try my best. I try my best. So, with that being said, to anyone's watching or tuned in, if you like content like this, feel free to share, like the video. Please share this video if you support independent artists and just amazing content creators
yes.
that need to share their voice or be heard, and have a spotlight on them. So, with that being said, hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. And take care. Peace.
Peace. See y'all.